And what we had talked about before Gwendolyn, you and Demetria got on there was I was having trouble with, it says you got to have charts and graphs and organizers and all that kind of stuff for your task 3 part. And I did all the research and stuff, and we've come up with what we were going to do, but I was like, I don't know what kind of graph or chart or whatever to do. But Cynthia showed me where she had a little breakdown of the skill set as a whole, and then broken down into the components of those skills that she wanted to focus on. And so it gave a nice little overview of, here are the skills that we want to focus on that go back up to this larger set of skills overall. So it kind of gave me an idea of some things that I could use. So I didn't know if either of you were struggling with that as well, but and everything that I've been reading, it's all been great information, and it's all been very pertinent to what we were doing, but there are no pictures in anything I'm reading. There are no graphs, no tables, no charts or anything, so I'm struggling going, okay, so what kind of thing do I do?
Well, mine was on differentiated instruction and rigor for my best practices, and I just went to Google and said, show me graphs for differentiated instruction.
Yeah.
Because that's something that a teacher can build from when they're creating in the classroom. And then the same thing, it was just like a table where somebody had made how you create a lesson on rigor. And so I inserted that in my graph. And the other thing I did is I did the pyramid where the most people learn by teaching others, and lectures at the very top. So we're getting away from that. So
right.
I put that in there because that's all that my paper is talking about, is that we're getting away from lecturing and having the kids sit and hear us talk all the time, and starts getting them up and moving, teaching others, doing the think, pair, share, doing 3, 2, 1s, doing 4 corners, anything that incorporates learning with movement is where we're going with, like I said, teaching others, demonstration, discussion is where they retain more. So those are the charts and graphs that I used in my paper.
Right.
Mine were made, I made mine. My whole project has pretty much taken a completely different focus. We had a principal that just started last week, finally got one. And then when she saw what I was doing, it seems like everyone is having this idea, maybe we should become a PBIS model school because of the data I'm pulling up. So my research has switched mainly from focusing on students who are in repeat offenders and ISS, OSS, and how to, get them to behave more so they can perform academically more or spend more time in the classroom, to now what interventions can we set up? So we're going to create some sort of tiered system. If it's your first or second time, now maybe instead of going to ISS, they're going to get a counselor's referral, and then they'll get some peer reports and stuff. So it seems like whatever I'm working on, I was like, it's not so much academic, but it's really, it's really exciting because everyone is like, yeah, let's do this. Let's,
Your school, Gwen, is your school a behavioral school? Do they have a lot of kids, I guess I want to say a last chance school? You know how some kids get put out of school so they end up in an alternative school or a charter school?
No, my school is not a behavioral school.
It's a public school.
It's a public school, and it's it's a 6th through 8th grade middle school. We're kind of split as far as demographics. Well, it's about 70% white, and then the other 30 is Black and Hispanic. And then as far as the salary margins go, we have a small percentage who are, from upper class, but then the majority are at or below the poverty line. So we have issues with fighting, drugs. I mean, we already had kids who brought drugs on the campus, a couple of fights, insubordination, just because they have parents who are always gone. So they come
right.
So
did you have PIS already in place this year, or was this the first time you implemented it?
No, it's the first time.
Yeah.
They attempted it a few years ago, they said, but never to this degree. So
yeah, because it really works. we're using it for the first time this year. And, our kids were not as old, or because we're elementary. They just like to get up and walk out of the room. They're just really disrespectful. They just do a lot of disrespectful things and like roll around on the floor, disrupt class. And the teachers, because it's like 80 African American, and the staff is about 90% Caucasian. They feel like they can't say certain things to children, so they don't say certain things. And it's, to me, the kids were like, they were just doing it on purpose. They was like they knew they could buy with certain things, but they're just doing it. And so it's causing the other children not to be able to learn because the teachers always focused on behavior and never enough on instruction. And so now that we have EIS, it's like we're buying them though, because they can have parties, they get a power, they go to the store and buy something. It's like you got to be given something to do the right thing when they're supposed to be doing it anyway. But it's working for the that have struggled with behavior. Now, me being the master teacher that I am, let's clear my throat. Behavior is at the very bottom of my totem pole because I engage and motivate my students. So you want to come in my classroom and you don't want to get kicked out and you're gonna learn, because I roll a dice. Don't raise your hand. I call on you. You don't have to tell me. I got one girl that blurts out. But there's a scoreboard going on in my classroom all the time. And it is just so fun and engaging. And so I was just listening to you say that about the PBIS, and I'm just wondering if the kids are engaged and motivated, and if you would research that for your, and not so much for the children at this point, it's the staff. It's the staff, because my problem is the children that the teachers can't handle, they're sending them to my classroom on a regular basis. And I'm teaching third grade, and I've got 4 fourth graders in corners in my room because they were just so respectful to their teacher that she couldn't take it anymore. They just walked out. They don't care about a power ticket or a point or a pajama day party. They don't care. They just want to be somewhere else.
Yeah,
and
we're not even
go ahead.
Like that. We're focusing mainly on. We started to. Like our mission is to focus on teacher morale and also student discipline at the same time. So the first project we did was Student of the Month and a Teacher of the Month program. Students to buy in and to get them more active in the school setting, not just like the students vote for the Teacher of the Month. The teachers nominate the teachers from each grade level and department, and the students made the vote. And the one for September, October was a big success. Kids loved it. And even though like certain teachers weren't Teacher of the Month, just knowing, like I teach ESL. So I work with a very small population of students. And now I have students from all different grade levels who knew who I was because I was a nominee for Teacher of the Month. So it was our relationship between students and teachers. And then the same thing for the Student of the Month. The teachers, each grade has a Student of the Week. And then from those Student of the Week, they select the teacher
for the month.
But now the teachers are like, oh, let me go see who this student is. Let me, check needs and build relationships with them so I can make a more accurate decision.
But that sounds great. So you incorporated that for your school?
Yes, ma'am.
That's awesome.
That is good.
So,
I'm gonna steal some of that. I steal all the time. You steal from good teachers.
That's right. That's right.
We acquire.
Yes.
No, I steal it. I just steal it. I keep it real. I'm stealing that, Gwen. Thank you.
I'm just borrowing. Borrowing.
No, feel free to do that.
Yeah, that's what I tell my students. I'm like, feel free to borrow and not return.
Yeah. I was asking all those questions for a reason because it sounded good, and I was like, it sounded like you went from behavioral problems to get the kids engaged more, taking responsibility for their own actions, whether it's academically or behavior, because you got to have that behavior control to teach. So
I
that is
just
awesome.
did my task 3, and you'll see where we just received our first quarter data, because first quarter ends this week, or at least for my school. So we already have about 54 office referrals, and so I was like, then we have certain students who have already received up to 3, and I was like, see, we need to incorporate some sort of intervention. So that way, these students, they're going to quickly become the 5, 6, 7. By the end of the semester, they could have up to 15 referrals, and then no progress is going to be made. So
Right.
my principal, she's really excited about, this tier system we're going to create. But my whole project has been refocused on behavioral and how, the behavioral aspect can help students succeed in the classroom rather than like a literacy focus or something like that. So I'm
Right.
just okay.
Well, you
Then
should do what's needed at your school. Do they have assistant principal position at your school?
ma'am,
Do they have an assistant principal position at your school?
we just got 2 brand new assistant principals in March and January. And
Okay.
then our new principal just started last week.
Okay. Because I want you to get a 1-year assistant principal position, and then I want you to go ahead on and take the school. Okay. Good. Task force.
Yeah. All right. So let's see what we've got going on. I was looking at the next time I think we talked about talking about that Actel thing. I know we're going to start it in November, but probably sometime around the 11th, maybe just shortly after that, maybe looking at task 1 and maybe even task 2 together if we can get that far along. But
Now, is
I was looking for the
next week or this week, isn't that the week we have to submit all of our reviews that we've done, the 8?
Yeah, I was going to say, I the peer review 3 and 4 for everybody, or 2, at least 2.
right.
I
Yeah,
know.
I've been trying to go in and look and see when somebody
And then
posts.
never fill out the sheet. It's like I just need to transfer it over to. I have been reading your notes. I just haven't typed it on that form. I honestly do not like that form very much. It doesn't give me enough. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say guidance, but it's so vague that I'm like, okay, I can put this here, but I don't feel like I'm giving good feedback. That's why I'd rather just speak to you. But I know we have to have some form of documentation. So,
Yeah. And as hard as I've worked on it, I don't want to have to change it much. But what I've done is I've put mine in all in one document. So I've got the whole evidence paper, like if I'm going to submit, I've got task 1, task 2, task 3, task 4. I'm going to add task 5 to it. So that way, once I do everything, I'm done. I'm ready to submit. So I don't know if I have like in the right order or not. That's something. Or let's see, like you know how you have to add your evidence. So I have a gist right after task 1. I have I don't have the PowerPoint in there. I don't know how to add the Zoom. So when I add a Zoom, I add the number
I think
and the date.
I think what you can do, the little when we send out to each other the link to get back to the recorded Zoom session, there's on the little sheets where we fill out for each other our peer review. There's a little space there for that Zoom session link.
Yeah, but not us. I'm talking about my PLC team.
Oh.
So like when I meet with them, I'm meeting with them on Zoom. How
Right.
do I incorporate that to the task to show that we met?
You can keep your ID number.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So do I put the ID number at the end of this? Because this is what I did. I put the agenda and then I put Zoom meeting code number and put it on there.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I would think that would be
Yeah,
sufficient.
that would be it, because that would be proof that you use technology for your Zoom session. Yes.
Okay.
If you recorded it, you
The
can
data.
upload it on your YouTube. Like the
Yeah, I don't know how to do that. You gotta send me over. You gotta show me instructions on how I haven't been able to make them publish it.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. So
But
I can show you. It's also in our handbook how to publish it on the YouTube. So that's where I've been storing our recordings that I've received.
so you put them in, you publish it to, because it's on Zoom. So how do you take it from Zoom to YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
It was, I can't remember the exact step. I'll have to look it up again, but I know I have it on my YouTube.
It's within the Zoom. Is it within the Zoom icons or on the Zoom page, or is it on the YouTube?
It was on that handout we got with all of our packets on how to create a Google account and how to get Zoom on our computers and all that stuff. That's what they were telling us.
I've got that. I have to look for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, still, and it's also online. You know, it's under the MELS. Where is it? It says MELS handbook or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know I just got Zoom on my phone.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm ready to get it, but I'll try. But if it's not required, I'm not gonna push it. If they'll take an agenda and a Zoom meet number.
Yeah, agenda, PowerPoint presentation,
That's what I do. 'Cause
emails, anything like that.
I don't
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
my group. We meet in person, but as far as our Zoom stuff, I've been storing them on our YouTube or my YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, I was looking to see if I could pull that up here.
Yeah.
And my internet. I'm not at my house. My internet is running very slow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So are we going to look at trying to have a Zoom session on the 1st, November 1st, like we already had scheduled? And at that time, we're going to have our 8 reviews ready to submit?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'll have mine ready. I need to do test 5, and it's just getting it prepared to present to the principal. I really have to get past this, y'all. I do. I can't. Before I quit, it's too late. I missed the drop date. So I've got so much going on right now in my life. You know, just being a teacher is enough.
Uh-huh.
It's enough in itself.
My lesson plans are suffering, but fortunately, we're following this new program, so it kind of prepares lesson plans for me. But I don't like to do that.
Yeah. Well, that's me. Everything I do is online, with the exception of the overflow students that sit in a computer lab somewhere. I have to get work for them, and the after school students. I got like 4 different programs that my students are in. So the ones that actually sit in my class, I have everything already done. I spent the whole entire summer getting curriculum online for them so that I wouldn't have to do like lesson plans per se. It's all mapped out the whole semester. But those that are sitting in computer labs, those that are in the after school, those that are in the homebound, those that are in the jail and everything else that we have to serve.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I have 2 now that are in jail that I have to provide work for. So, but all of those people I have to provide something for and get some kind of lesson plan going for. But that's one thing that has been lifted from me, that if I still had to do lesson plans for all of my classes and all those other people in all those little satellite locations, I would have quit when before the drop ad time got over with, because I'm telling you, I've done pulled all my hair out. Y'all doing lesson plans and stuff. I don't know how you're doing it, along with the internship hours and these tasks, and
This week I almost died because it was homecoming week. So PBIS committee, we were doing a lot of stuff. We had a teacher night to raise funds so we can buy things for student of the month and teacher of the month and whatever. We're doing a school beautification project. I'm meeting with council, principal, and then ESL, we have to make those student plans that are like IEPs. And I was just like, oh, if I just make it through this week, Lord God, I was praying.
Yeah.
I almost ran out of my classroom twice this week. I was just like, I can't. So
Y'all go back.
the Lord was with me. He was with me.
Mm-hmm. Right. So November the 1st is going to be our next meeting, and we'll have everything done by then for the
8-year review. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
While we're here, did you guys get a chance to look at my task 2 or 3? And does anyone have any suggestions about, like, I can't remember. I don't think I've seen any reviews.
Yeah,
I saw it, but I hadn't had a chance to make a review. I'm doing that.
What's it honey, again?
Tomorrow. Gwendolyn's task 3.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's what I said. I need the reviews for 3 and 4. So when did you post it though?
I posted my 3 just yesterday, but my 2 I posted about 10 days ago or something like that.
Oh, 2. So you need 2 and 3? I see 2. I see 3. Yeah, you did it yesterday.
Yeah, I think I posted.
That's what I need to do.
for 3.
I'll do a review for you. I'll try to be detailed for you. She said it's so vague. And then the girl I work with, she said, you're not supposed to put a lot of time in that. You're just supposed to say you did it and be done. I was like, okay. Because I got to do a little more than that.
Yeah, that's right. That's what we agreed. Yeah, we're going.
Well, we're helping each other. She says that she makes us see happy.
Yeah, I'll put you one in there for task 3, Gwendolyn.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now, so I'll try to work on it a little bit tonight and tomorrow.
I haven't turned in my video yet because I just don't even know how to explain to do a motivational or teach about PBIS. Like, how do I do that? So I'm assigned.
Do you want me to see my PowerPoint?
I
would love that. That would help me so much.
I did a motivational video that was just kind of very generic, just to enlist folks to get involved with something, either SIT or PBIS or something, a PLC of some sort or SIT team or something. So mine was very generic, but I'll be glad to share mine with you too.
And what I did is I Googled leadership motivational presentation, and it came up with 9 areas that people they like to feel appreciated, and they like for you to consider their ideas. So what I did is use that to go in and look at my PLC team, and each one of them I made a super. I just did a picture of what I feel like they represent to me and my PLC committee, and then I said, I appreciate you for what you do, not only in the school but also for the kids. And I gave them a chance to get all those ideas, and that's what I found out about them needing that phonics in the classroom, that phonemic awareness. When they were telling me about how the kids 11 of them don't even know how to listen, all of that came from my presentation, and I sent it to them, and they thought it was typical. They liked it because it was pictures of what I felt like they represent.
No, that's a good idea.
Yeah, and I did a little PowerPoint, and then so what I did is I recorded that on let me tell you what I got. Something I downloaded called KNEVIO. KNOVIO. That's the app. So what it does is it lets you take the picture and put them to the slide, and then you can say what you want to say about it and type it underneath. So when you start recording, you just read the slide, and then that was the presentation. I was talking, you can hear my voice through the presentation. So I hope that was good for the assignment. I don't know why we need to do that as hard as tasks are. to get done. We don't need to do these little off-task things. I'll be the first one to say it to our instructor if I knew who it was.
Yeah, and you can use, if you're familiar with Google or use Google a lot, you can use Screencastify. It'll do the same thing. You can record. You can put your you can put a little video down in the corner. While you do the presentation, you can have things typed up to the side and then crop your video so that it doesn't show what you had typed up. It's very user friendly, and it's a Google app. So and it uses Google Drive. So yeah, so if you use Google, Screencastify is a great tool. But if you don't use Google, it may or may not be worth your while to use that one. But I downloaded Movavi, and that's the non-Apple brand of iMovie. So they don't make iMovie for anything other than an Apple product, your Mac and your iPads and things like that. So iMovie didn't work for me on my computer, but Movavi is the Apple brand for other brands. And it works just like iMovie. It was really great. It's just a one-time charge of $65 for the program to download, and then you have it forever. So it's not like a yearly fee or a monthly fee or anything like that. It's just a $65 program. You download it on your computer, and then you've got it. And it makes movies. It's awesome. I love it. I've been doing our morning announcements with that, and they look very professional. I'm just tickled pink with that thing.
I'll try it. I'll check out the Screencastify and the Movavi and the Novia.
Yeah.
It was free, Gwen. It was free. I got you free stuff.
Screencastify is free too, but
do that free stuff.
Yeah, I like the free stuff, but now I have to say that Movavi was awesome. It's very good. So
I have we use iMovie for our morning announcements, which was another thing we implemented through the PBIS. And so, but I don't have a Mac. My coworker, we do it in her lab, because she's the not the PE teacher, but like the robotics and all that fun programming stuff teacher. We're a STEM school, so.
Right. Well, and that's why I got the Movavi, because I love the iMovie that's on my Mac for school, but my home computer, I can't do that because it's not a Mac. Mm-hmm. So the Movavi is the iMovie for everything that's not a Mac.
That's something called Kazoa, which is good for dropping pictures in, but it doesn't really do slides. So right. I don't know. I didn't know what direction to go in, but thank you, ladies. I appreciate that. That's going to help me so much, because it's burning a hole in my head thinking like I still haven't done that movie.
Yeah. All right, so if we are done and ready to get back to work until November the 1st, then I will stop recording and then send you all the, well, I already sent you the link, I guess, so we'll stop recording and